America's Fall Spectacular, the Saturday ritual that attracts people by the thousands. Frenzied excitement attributed to only one sport, college football. There are many teams, some red and white, some green, some black and gold, all charge into packed stadiums ready to perform in the name of individual pride or school spirit. But no team has the history of excellence, raw talent, or unbridled enthusiasm as the team selected by the coaches themselves. The best 23 players from around the country join forces to form a team never to step onto a playing field, yet unparalleled in achievement. The official 1981 All-America football team.
I'm Tubby Raymond, the head football coach here at the University of Delaware and president of the American Football Coaches Association. You're about to see some young men who've excelled both in the classroom and on the field. The 1981 Coaches All-America football team.
14-17 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 4 for Pitt at the Panther 35. Marino back to pass. He's looking long for Dawkins, and Dawkins takes it in at the Florida State 28. Eric Riley in pursuit, dives at the 5. He can't get Dawkins. Touchdown, Pitt. A 65-yard touchdown pass from Marino to Dawkins. Pitt now.
Plays like that have become routine around Pitt, with hometown boy Dan Marino directing the Panther attack. The junior quarterback was number 1 at his position based on passing efficiency, and his 59% completion rate tell why he's an All-America choice. Marino's 6'4" frame, lightning quick release, and ability to read coverages make him the classic drop-back passer. Already Pitt's all-time leading passer, number 13's 1981 totals of 2,616 yards and 34 touchdowns seems to prove there is nothing Dan can't do. Joining Marino at quarterback is a young man people in Provo have been flipping over for 3 years. Jim McMahon, a 2-time Kodak All-America, the dominating force behind Brigham Young's explosive offense. After throwing for nearly 3 miles last season, the question was, what was left for McMahon to do as an encore? Simple. Break the collegiate all-time career passing mark with 9,536 yards and finish his career with 56 NCAA records, including 84 touchdowns. All-America's Jim McMahon and Dan Marino know even the best passer needs a gifted receiver to complete the connection. Michigan fans were treated to a super receiver who went by the name of Anthony Carter. At 5'11" and 161 pounds, Carter is considered by most college football's top big play man. Despite a career that is only 3/4 of the way complete, junior Anthony Carter has become a Wolverine legend by capturing the maize and blue career touchdown record. Anthony Carter's near 19 yards per catch average truly proves number 1 is faster than a speeding bullet. Tim Reitman of UCLA has no weakness in his game. There is probably no better blocking tight end in college football, and his pass receiving skills are equally respected. Big and strong with fine speed, Tim is virtually impossible to tackle one-on-one when he senses the goal line. For the last 4 years, fans at Stanford University have been watching the record-breaking performances of Darren Nelson. Nelson's nimble feet and soft hands accounted for almost 7,000 all-purpose career yards, a new NCAA record.
It's a lot easier to catch a pass and run away from a person because you don't have to go through that initial line of scrimmage. That's where all the big guys are in the line of scrimmage. And if you can get away from them, that's fine. I know it's fine for me.
3 seasons of 1,000 rushing yards and 50 catches. The first individual to rank in the top 15 in rushing and receiving, all staying away from giants. With the likes of All-Americans Nelson, Carter, and Reitman entering secondaries, coaches must search for gifted defenders. The Hurricanes of Miami have a truly exceptional defensive back in number 31, Fred Marion. Marion has great instincts for the ball, easily explaining his 16 career interceptions. Don't let Steve Cordell's innocent look and smallish frame fool you. Fresno State has a hitter in its secondary. Unafraid of taking on big assignments, Cordell forced the run and met with quarterbacks often enough to be viewed more dangerous than the San Andreas Fault. Alabama junior Tommy Wilcox arrived in Tuscaloosa the apparent heir to run the wishbone, but instead has helped opposing quarterbacks into early retirement. Already one of the best at man-for-man coverage, there is no telling how good the ex-quarterback will get. Wilcox's All-America selection certainly sent Tide pride high, but nothing could beat the feeling when Paul Bear Bryant notched his 314th and 315th career coaching victories against Penn State and Auburn to eclipse the legendary Amos Alonzo Stagg. At 68, the Bear, houndstooth hat and all, is still turning out All-Americans. Skilled positions often get all the recognition, but coaches know it's the interior line that initiates play and provides the often overlooked blocking that is the key to many victories. The Big Red of Nebraska was home for Dave Remington, this year's All-America center. Only a junior, number 50 is the ideal trigger man, combining strength, 400 pounds in the bench press, with intelligence, a 3.24 average in business. It's little wonder why the Huskers earned a berth in the Orange Bowl. 6'1" and 275-pound Terry Crouch has a very low center of gravity. Oklahoma backs have become accustomed to winning behind number 75's crunching blocks. You could have seen number 65, Kurt Becker, line up somewhere in the NFL this season if he had decided to pass up his last year of eligibility as a fifth-year senior. Michigan opponents weren't as pleased with Kurt's decision to stay in Ann Arbor as Bo Schembechler and the Wolverine alumni. The Southern Cal magic at turning out All-Americans continues in this year's offensive line.
Roy Foster now is starting his third year as offensive guard. He's as physical as any lineman we've had. He's 275 pounds. He runs very fast, and he's been a very consistent performer for us. He's always had the ability to make the outstanding play. This year he's put together a very consistent effort. I think he's one of the big reasons why Marcus Allen is enjoying the great success that he has had.
Foster's crucial blocks and Coach John Robinson's Trojan offense have brought 4 consecutive bowl appearances. The Penn State tradition of strong linemen continues with Sean Farrell. Coach Joe Paterno calls the senior co-captain the best blocker he's ever coached. Surprisingly, the 266-pounder's biggest asset is his pulling speed, which the Lions utilize to the maximum on power sweeps, earning Farrell a spot next to Remington, Crouch, Becker, and Foster in the All-America offensive line. Halftime, the pageantry of college football. There's nothing else quite like it. The name of the game in football is defense. At Texas, its definition is Kenneth Sims.
Football is a physical sport. You know, it's who's rough and tough, and it's who can intimidate the other guy. It's who can go the longest. So when I go out there, my intentions are going out there and roughing the guy up in front of me and physically beating him and hope for the best.
Sims' best resulted in dominating the Southwest Conference's rival offenses, leading Longhorn head coach Fred Akers to put number 77 in a special class.
We've had some great football players here. Earl Campbell, Tommy Nobis, Brad Shearer, Scott Appleton, and the list could go on and on and on. And I think that Kenneth is as good at what he does as any of those.
The celebrating in Fayetteville over Arkansas's 8-3 bowl season was due in a large part to number 87, Billy Ray Smith. Son of former Baltimore Colts great Billy Ray Smith, this junior has started every game since his arrival on the University of Arkansas campus, gaining a reputation as the spark plug in the hungry Razorback defense. Nebraska found room in 1978 for a freshman walk-on named Jimmy Williams. 4 years later, the native of Washington, D.C. is the leading tackler in the Cornhusker black shirt defense. Williams possesses blinding 4.3 speed and often covers backs in pass coverage from his defensive end spot, ending plays before they get started. Answering the chants for defense at Southwest Conference champion SMU is number 75, Harvey Armstrong, the Mustangs' main clog against offensive flow.
I feel like I have the knowledge of football, just which way the line would block. And I study my man. I try to watch him and see if he's trying to cut me off or hook me and this and that. So I guess my strong point would be just reading blocks and just getting to the ball.
Armstrong reads, reacts, and runs plays the way Coach Ron Myers teaches it.
He's a schooled, disciplined football player. He's not the biggest guy, but when it comes to emptying your bucket every given Saturday, Harvey does that for us.
For years, the only Bulldogs known in the South were from Georgia. Glenn Collins from Mississippi State helped lay that idea to rest. The 6'6", 260-pound senior played much, if not all of his game in opponents' backfields, forcing enough turnovers to put Mississippi State University into back-to-back bowl games. For his performance, Collins joined Sims, Smith, Williams, and Armstrong in the All-America defensive line. Clemson linebacker Jeff Davis ran onto the field and returned a winner every time in 1981. Davis, known for his aggressive style, was the key to the Tigers' stingy defense that allowed less than 8 points a game. Davis's 161 tackles led the team for the second straight year.
Bob Crable, I've had the opportunity to coach at Moeller High School in Cincinnati and now here at Notre Dame, and it's a great reunion to be back with Bob. He's probably one of the most beloved young men on the campus here at Notre Dame. One thing I think about Bob above all, he's a leader. He's a leader on the field and off the field. I just feel he's a kind of young man that we would call the All-American.
The co-captain from Cincinnati, Ohio, finished his career as the all-time Irish tackler. Certainly number 43's special kind of inspired play made Crable a repeat member of the All-America linebacking trio. Pitt fans cheer the accomplishments of senior Sal Sunseri, who head coach Jackie Sherrill says is like having another coach on the field. The 6-foot Sunseri inherited the defensive leadership role from Hugh Green this year and responded by spearheading the Panther defense to #1 honors. Sal's play is reminiscent of 1968 Kodak All-America Ted Hendricks. Just look for number 66 and the ball will be close by. Pitt Sal Sunseri, a unanimous coach's choice to join Crable and Davis as All-America linebackers.
How do we decide which players are good enough for All-America recognition? Obviously, we football coaches can't see every player in person, so we spend many, many hours with our projector and film. As we check out future opponents and grade our own players, we get a pretty good idea of those young men deserving All-America recognition.
A position that always receives a lot of attention is the running back. A good one can carry a team to a conference championship, high national ranking, or a prestigious bowl appearance. In 1981, the excellence demonstrated by two running backs, Marcus Allen and Herschel Walker, stood apart from all the rest.
I try to, or at least I think that I'm invincible. I mean, realistically, you know that you're going to be stopped, but you have to go out there with that type of attitude.
I just want to go out there and play. I want to get that opportunity to compete, go one-on-one with someone. At least see how good I am, because I really don't know.
Herschel Walker to tackle. 5, 10, 15, 17, down the sideline, touchdown! 5, 10, 12, he's running over people. Oh, you Herschel Walker!
The now familiar number 34 has had people talking since his arrival.
Some people say I'm a power runner, some say that I'm fast, but I think I'm a surprising runner. I have the power to really take a lot of people on. I have the speed to go around people. And right now I think I have the quickness to maneuver people better. I say that I'm a surprising runner.
It was to no one's surprise that the sophomore jinx wasn't the only thing that missed Herschel Walker. After an incredible freshman year in 1980, Walker began 1981 with an MVP performance in the Sugar Bowl, leading his Georgia Bulldogs to the national championship. Walker's sprinter's strides that cover 100 meters in 10.2 averaged nearly 170 yards per game in 1981, putting him over 3,200 at the halfway mark in his career. But Georgia head coach Vince Dooley believes he's more than just a great runner.
He has the total respect of all of his teammates, of all of his coaches, of everybody that he comes in contact with, because despite this tremendous ability that he has his feet on the ground. He fits very well into the team concept.
Herschel Walker, team player, outstanding individual athlete, and repeat member of the coach's All-America football team. USC tradition at tailback continues in the blood of Marcus Allen.
I guess I'm playing on the team everybody would like to play on and the position everybody would like to play, so I like it.
Perhaps the best of an extraordinary group of young men to walk the campus of Troy. Marcus Allen ran the student body sweep better than Garrett, Simpson, Davis, Bell, or White. The same men that made the play famous, and all Kodak All-American. On the way to becoming college football's first 2,000-yard runner, Allen also had the most productive year of any rusher ever, college or pro. In a sport where backs strive for 100 yards, the senior from San Diego remarkably had 11 games in which he gained over 200 yards.
Marcus Allen has done some things for us and for college football that really haven't been done before. I truly believe he's as great a football player as I have seen. He was our fullback his sophomore year and tailback for 2 years and has broken just about every conceivable NC2A record. And he's been a major leader on our team. I think he's as popular and loved a player that I can remember having at USC.
College football's all-time single-season rusher joins a sophomore flash named Herschel Walker in this year's All-America backfield.
You've just seen some of the finest football players in America, the 1981 coaches All-America football team. Once again, the offense. And the defense. Let me thank all you fans for making 1981 another great year for college football.
1981, a season of upsets, bowl changes, individual excellence, and 23 outstanding young men honored as members of the Coaches All-America team.